Hello student, today we will start a new chapter, that is chapter number 15, Biodiversity and Conservation. And in this chapter, we will discuss points related to biodiversity and its conservation. Okay. So first come to biodiversity. And bio is the life happening. Diversity means different from happening. That means biodiversity, it is the occurrence of different types of species or organism. For example, there are about 20,000 species of ant, about 3 lakh species of beetles, about 28,000 species of fishes, and nearly 20,000 species of orchids. See, when you biodiversity, and the term biodiversity was coined by Edward Wilson to describe what diversity of all level of biological organization. Aduga hariba biodiversity se nana study to haitharagadi, it can be studied at 3 level. One at the level of gene, we call it genetic diversity. One at the level of species, we call it species diversity, and one at the level of ecosystem, we call it ecological diversity. So we will discuss this level one by one. Okay. First come to genetic diversity. Diversity se kari level the it will be studied at the level of gene. For example, in India, there are more than 50,000 varieties of rice and about 1,000 varieties of mango. And here, when you come to mango, we know that mango is a particular species, but mango have about 1,000 different varieties. So the differences here is at the level of gene. Auna mango egera, rice egera, but different varieties within a same species. But different varieties, ma'am say, karigi level the variation la inu hakanda, it is at the level of gene. Like that, come to another example. Rawolfia vomitoria. This is a medicinal plant and it produces a chemical by the name resulpine. Our hariba chemical ki concentration is different from one region of the Himalayan range to another region. Okay, there is like differences. It is at the level of gene. Okay, so this is about genetic diversity. Next, come to species diversity. Here, the diversity will be studied at the level of species. For example, the number of amphibian species which is found in Western Ghats is more than the number of amphibian species which is found in Eastern Ghats. Our amphibian species to Western compared to Western Hill never. Diversity se level it is at the level of species. So this is something about species diversity. Next, come to ecological diversity. Here, the diversity will be studied at the level of ecosystem. And ecosystem level. For example, the ecological diversity which is found in India is more than the ecological diversity found in Norway. In India, the ecological diversity mayam level. For example, desert layer, rainforest, coral reef, wetland, estuaries, memory dana. Simba diversity se Norway dream found diversity again it can be studied at the level of ecosystem. So like this, you can study diversity at 3 different levels: one at the level of gene, one at the level of species, and one at the level of ecosystem. Okay. Now come to global biodiversity. So here explanation will not be required. So what is the point given here? So according to International Union for Conservation of Nature, the total number of plant and animal species described so far is about 1.5 million species. According to masak plants and animal species, 1.5 million species later. But according to Robert May, the global diversity is estimated at about 7 millions. Robert May no kahamiba Pitribi diversity se plant and animal diversity se 7 millions muk laigani na harabe. And of the organism identified so far, about 70% of them are animals, and plants represent about 22%. And of all the animal identified so far, 70% of them are insect. These are all given point. Okay. Aduga another interesting point the total number of fungi will be more than the combined total number of species of fishes, amphibian, reptiles, and mammals. So these are just given point. Okay. And after that, you have to study the pie chart which are given in the textbook. So related to the pie chart, diagram based question can be asked. Now come to another important point. So till now, the number of prokaryotic organisms like bacteria is never estimated. So question is why the number of bacteria is never estimated. And bacteria gumba prokaryotic organisms se kyam lay habado ngasi bawda biologists na estimated tawdiba adu karigino habado let us find it. Okay. There are three main reasons for this. Number one is the method that we use for counting the number of organisms are not suitable for studying the prokaryotic organism. Mechanism by methods prokaryotic organism that applicable. This is point number one. Point number two, many of the prokaryotic organisms cannot be cultured under the laboratory condition. Prokaryotic organism khara dikadora labta culturable oidre labta growth of ngamde aduna ngamdaba kangu dudi akhoi kadore study to yadre study to yadruna numbers estimate to ngamdre. And last important point is if this chemical composition of the microbe are used for distinguishing the types of prokaryotic organism, then definitely their diversity might run into millions. That means ngasai mo derba chemical composition se asina criteria mo eraga akoina ngasai gi microbes natra prokaryotic natra bacteria se akoina classify to taragadi khaidopa taragadi mogi masing nataba diversity khatada karaba millions of the lakan have. Because of these three problems, the number of prokaryotic organisms is never estimated. Okay. Now come to biodiversity in India. So here I will give you all the important points related to biodiversity in India. So India has about 2.4% of land area of the world, and the global biodiversity contribution is about 8.1%. And because of this, India is one of the 12 mega biodiversity countries. And in India, there are about 45,000 species of plant and about 1 lakh species of animal. But if we apply this robust global diversity, then only 22% of the species has been recorded. That means India has more than 1 lakh species of plant and about 3 lakh species of animal yet to be discovered. So this is about biodiversity in India. Okay. And this brings me to the end of this class. And in this class, we have learned about 3 levels of biodiversity, about global biodiversity, and about biodiversity in India. And hope you can understand each and every point. And thank you very much for your attention.